4 notes per string, what are you gonna do with all those notes? Probably this. Hey there kids, it's your good buddy Uncle Ben, and you guys just happened to catch me playing the intro riff from the newest single released by my horror metal side project band, Corpse Master. Yes, indeed, Corpse Master. Be sure to follow us on the Instagrams and stuff using that handle down there. It's a really fun little side project band that was started by myself and my friend Jesse, who are both big horror movie nerds. And that track right there is a song called Invoking Evil. It's based on themes from The Evil Dead, one of the coolest horror movies ever made. And it features some guest vocals by our buddy Matt, who sings in a King Diamond tribute band called Prince Diamond. It's kind of this like power thrash, like Testament meets King Diamond style tune. I think you guys are gonna dig it. Be sure to check it out on Spotify, Apple Music, anywhere that the tunes be a streaming. You can check out Corpse Master, so be sure to stream that tune and let me know what you think about it. Now, we are here today to talk about what to do with a 4-note per string scale. 4-note per string scale shapes have been used by players like Rusty Cooley for decades now to get multi-octave, huge shredding runs across the neck of the guitar, but I've always found them kind of unwieldy to play in their conventional scale shapes. They involve some like massive stretches, it's kind of hard to visualize them and stuff. So myself, I like to take every one of those 4-note groupings on every string and instead break them up into smaller 3-note groupings. I'm going to show you guys what I mean by showing you guys this great descending pattern in the key of E major, but you could adapt this to any other 4-note per string scale shape. But this is a really great one to learn because it shows you how you can divide up those massive scale patterns into more usable chunks and start shredding on them today. As always, this video is brought to you guys by everybody who supports my channel over on my Patreon page, patreon.com/BenEllerGuitars. Sign up today. Even for just $1 a month, you're going to get access to all kinds of goodies like backing tracks, bonus lessons, and so much more. This week, all of my supporters on Patreon are going to get access to a very special practice track that I made to help you get this lick up to speed more faster. So don't delay. Sign up today. Gear-wise for today's video, I'm playing this lovely Balaguer Diablo, which is just a dang old treat. It's got some Fishman Fluence pickups in there, and I'm playing through the Fractal AUdio Axe FX 3. I'm also experiencing some very irritating wisdom tooth pain, which is why I'm drinking whiskey about it. But before we get to the lesson, let's hear that lick again at stepdad speed. Let's start running up that hill by talking about the scale that we're using today. This is a 4-note per string E major scale. I mean, it's going to be using the notes E, F sharp, G sharp, A, B, C sharp, D sharp, and E. So on the low E string, we're going to have the first 4 notes here. E, F sharp, G sharp, A. Then on the A string here, we're going to have B, C sharp, D sharp, E. Continuing on here, F sharp, G sharp, A, B. C sharp, D sharp, E, F sharp, G sharp, A, B, C sharp, D sharp, E, F sharp, and G sharp. Just like that. Okay, so here's what I like to do with 4-note per string scale patterns. Rather than just play down them, I would rather work on something with a cool pattern or a cool sequence behind it. So whenever I look at a 4-note per string scale, here's how I kind of strategize stuff. Let's look at the high E string right here, right? There on the top we have G sharp, F sharp, E, and D sharp. Rather than looking at that as 4 notes that I can play up and down, I prefer to look at it as 2 groups of 3. The first group of 3 and the lower group of 3. So like on every string I see it as a high 3 and a low 3. High 3, low 3. They involve a position shift in there, right? I'm very much like a 3-note per string sort of oriented player, as are a lot of you guys, so I think this just kind of makes sense to attack it that way rather than learn a new vocabulary for a 4-note per string scale. So the pattern that I'm using today is based around sextuplets, meaning we're cramming 6 notes into every single beat. Triplet, 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 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, like that. But you could just as easily adapt this to 16th notes, whatever. Okay, here's what I like to do. Let's start off here on the E note, and what we're going to do is we're going to walk up 3 notes here 2 times, like this. So that gave us 6 notes, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then what we're going to do is to shift down to the next note on the string, and you can see I did a 4-note pattern right there. I played the lowest note, the highest note, and then I just walked down from there. So I started here on the high 3 and I walked up twice. And then I went down to the lower 3 and I played low, high, walk, down, like that. I need 6 notes to complete this, so what I'm going to do is to play down 2 notes on the next string. In this case, the C sharp and the B on the B string. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Pretty tidy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's the basic unit that we're going to use to walk down this entire pattern and cover several octaves of shredding range. Now from there what we're going to do is to play the same idea but on the B string. So we're going to play up A, B, and C sharp right here on that second string 2 times. We're going to shift down to its lower note in the scale here, the G sharp. We're going to play that same pattern that we did earlier. Low, high, walk, down, okay? And then play down 2 notes on the next string, in this case F sharp and E. Okay? This is all alternate pick. Start with a downstroke, follow through with an upstroke, that's all you got to worry about. Next what we're going to do is continue the same idea from where we are, starting here on the D sharp note. Going to walk up 2 times. Shift down here to C sharp. This is going to be a little bit of a jump right here. And then 2 notes on the next string. Okay? Same idea from here on the D string here, starting off on the G sharp note, walking up twice. Shift down. Low, high, walk down. And then 2 notes here on the A string. Okay? From here on the A string, what we're going to do is to play up that twice. That's just my C sharp, D sharp, and E notes. Jumping down here, low, high, walk, down, and then 2 notes on the low E string. Okay? And then from here in the lick, what I did is just to play up F sharp, G sharp, and A 2 times, and then just resolve on a big old E major chord, okay? Triplet, 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 triplet. Pretty nice little pattern. And again, you could adapt this to fit whatever scale it is that you're working through, as long as you know that 4-note per string pattern for it. So if I was doing something in like E minor, for example, I could play for that kind of sound. Just stay inside the scale. Walk up, shift down, 1, 2, 3, 4, 2 notes on the next string. That gives you those 2 6-note groupings. And again, to me that's way easier to play and way more interesting sounding than just using those big old stretchy patterns like that. I never do that in my playing ever. I'll advise you to, I know that what we're doing here is starting off here on the high E up high and ending all the way down here on the low E down low. That's just kind of for like dramatic lesson effect. That way you can hear what kind of range you can get out of these patterns. If you do that in a solo, by about the third or fourth repetition, the audience has already figured out what the pattern is, you know? You start to kind of hear the trick. It's like doing the same card trick over and over and over and again. Eventually the audience is going to catch on, and it's less cool after they figure the trick out. So if I was using this pattern, I would probably only go through about 2 or 3 repetitions of it and then ditch it for something else, you know? So keep that in mind as you use this pattern. For example, like another way you could kind of exploit that idea that I'm talking about, where you turn a 4-note grouping into 2 3-note groupings. You could even play some groupings through there where you just play 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. That would just be walking up the high 3, walking up the low 3. That's 6 notes. Something like that in there. You could also play up each group of 3 notes twice. So like the high 3, then the low 3 on each string. You get the idea. Sky's the limit really with what you could do with that kind of approach. A real quick note about the picking approach that you want to take with this right here. If you think about the mathemagic of everything going on, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. All of the string changes here are happening after upstrokes. You guys that have watched my channel for a while know that I am a downward pick slanting type player. If I wanted to classify myself in that Troy Grady pick slanting kind of nomenclature, that's just what's always worked well for me. And so these kind of licks really work well for my playing. So as you're playing this lick, be sure to play with that downward pick slanting kind of approach here. Push the downstrokes into the body, fling the upstrokes out of the body. It's going to make the string changing a lot easier, because whenever you play your upstrokes, you're going to be outside of the strings. It makes it a lot easier to get to the next string where you need to go, like this. See that? Again, just a really simple to play, elegant, and economical pattern you can use to absolutely mow down some 4-note per string scale patterns today. So maybe bust out that old guitar grimoire that's been gathering dust over there on the bookshelf, find some of those big ass 4-note per string patterns, and try to adapt this approach to it, where we're taking 4 notes on a string and instead looking at it as 2 groups of 3 with a little position shift in there, you know? See how many creative ways you can come up with to play a 4-note grouping or a 6-note grouping or even like an 8-note grouping inside of those, rather than just doing the super boring, predictable thing and playing straight up or down that scale. Thank you guys so much for watching this video and subscribing to the channel. Be sure to ring the bell over there for notifications every time I upload a new slice of fried gold. And sign up to that dang old Patreon page today over at patreon.com/BenEllerGuitars. You're going to get the tabs to go along with this lesson, the practice track I was talking about, access to a community of awesome people just like yourself, as well as a ton of other bonus goodies. So don't delay, sign up today, and be sure to put this pattern to work. And if you come up with some cool licks using this thing, put them up on the dang old Instagriddles and tag me at BenEllerGuitars so I can see whatever it is that you come up with, and then I can steal it and act like I made it up and make another lesson video about it. Everybody wins, right? And also be sure to check out my band Corpse Master over on Spotify and stuff. It's a lot of good fun. Every song that we do is kind of a different genre of metal. Like I said, Invoking Evil is this like Testament meets King Diamond thing. We've got another tune on there called Lunaris Insanium that's based on The Howling. It's a werewolf movie / song. It's more of like a Nails style hardcore tune. It's all a lot of fun. There's all like a ton of shreddy guitar stuff on there. You guys are gonna dig it. So be sure to check that stuff out today and let me know what you think about it. Well guys, it's been fun as always, but you know what? It's getting really late. I need to whiskey up my wisdom teeth here before I have my procedure done to extract them out of my face. And I also need to edit this video. So let's get to work on that stuff. And I recommend you guys get away from the computer, grab your favorite guitar, and get to work on this sick lick. Let's click it. More picking.